Welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. Hey, what's going on, Patty Duke? Yes, moisturize. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to those in the bushes. Well, we don't call them bushes here, but those in the balcony. Welcome. And it is nice to see you all. Nice to see you. And as always, here we go with more of the same. I don't know. I really don't know. But it is so much that's been going on. I've been running around crazy today. I got my first shot today, and I'm going to be careful about my choice of words. I just got out of lockdown or whatever they tried to put me in. But anyway, I did just get my first shot today, and my arm is a little sore now, but that's about it for right now. So uh, pray that all goes well, and we can move on. But yeah, it's been such a crazy day, crazy week. Um, I don't even know where to start. Uh, Not microchipped. Get it? I don't know. Um, yeah, it's crazy. It's so much. That one I'm not gonna talk about because we'll talk about that other stuff. But so much to talk about. Welcome everybody. Hey, what's going on, Robert? What's going on, sir? Um, Patty Duke. Can we get released from this Groundhog Day? I don't know. I wish we could. I really wish we could. It really doesn't make any sense. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure just plainly people don't give a damn. Um, yeah, it definitely is a gotcha bitch. But it didn't hurt. Like me myself, I am needle phobia. You don't gotta tell me don't tense up because I'm going to tense up. You don't gotta tell me it's not gonna hurt because to me it's gonna hurt. Um, None of that stuff really works with me. It's gonna hurt. Just do it. But it wasn't bad. They were even laughing at me because I was so like, and it's just like it's really not that bad. And I was just like, well, we'll see. But it wasn't. So um, yeah, it was interesting, and it wasn't that long. It was like one and done. You had to sit there for like 15 minutes afterwards, I guess, so you don't freak out or whatever. Um, it's gonna be a microchipped. Oh, okay. I mean, it's no different than anything else we we put in our bodies or ingest and don't know what we're taking. So I mean, I don't know why this all of a sudden becomes a big thing about being microchipped. I really don't. But whatever. Choose to take it or not. It's entirely your choice. That's why we live in the democracy we live in. So anyway, moving right along from there to other things. Like, is anybody surprised that Donald Trump was not giving money to Puerto Rico, kind of holding back aid? Not surprised. The way the mayor of Puerto Rico talked about Donald Trump, I would not be surprised that he held funds from them. Um, Take it. What? Okay, please try again. Um, anyway, because I can't. So yeah, am I not surprised? No, I'm not surprised about Donald Trump not giving money to Puerto Rico because yeah, because they're brown. um, I know they don't like to believe that, but they are. So yeah, that didn't surprise me not one bit. We'll briefly talk about that because I'm not going to give him too much energy. But what I did find interesting is after this particular story broke, they ran to give all this extra stockpile of vaccine to other countries. So there was an article in the Independent that America was holding a lot of the vaccine for them, for themselves, and kind of shifting it out to different countries as they felt needed. As even India's COVID cases are rising through the roof, people started to kind of be like, well, how are you holding all of this stockpile for the vaccine and not sharing it with the rest of the world? So this article came out, of course, and they're calling it vaccine apartheid. And you can fill in the blanks of who you think is getting more of the vaccines in either some of the other countries than anybody else. But I thought that was quite interesting. And then all of a sudden, bam, the United States wants to share its stockpile with the rest of the world. I just thought that was, it said a lot without saying anything at all. And that's why I'm not surprised, people start talking about Biden is just a nicer version of Donald Trump. He's a more tolerable version of Trump in his own way. Quentin Charles and his family are still, dealing with, although the mother got charges, he still remains behind bars. They still have no answers as to what happened, why it happened, and why, they are no longer without a family member. Not to mention the gentleman just a couple days ago that was shot execution style by the police officers down in North Carolina. It just seems like it won't stop. We recently got the numbers for the census, and of course, it wouldn't be Republicans had they not tried to finagle it in some way, that even if it showed that they had more of a population than they, reported 10 years ago, that they would try to manipulate it to make it fit their goal. And of course, that's what they're doing right now. Am I surprised? No. But this is why I say that it is very important to vote in your local elections. Your local elections matter, people. And I know people have been talking. I watched a little bit of, what's his name? Dr. Umar Johnson, when he went back on the Breakfast Club. And the reason why, and yes, he has some valid points. And, I don't have a problem listening to a difference of opinion as long as it's a valid argument. And he did have some valid points. But to me, it's always hard to listen to somebody trying to be the righteous one preaching, and you sitting up here stealing from your own people too. I can't really get in it. Like, I can hear you and agree with some of your argument, but what you're preaching and what you're putting out is two different things. And I can't get with it. And for my thing, it's like, I don't have a problem with people fighting against the system or bucking against the system or saying that the system is unjust, because it is. That it really shows no avenue for Black people or sometimes brown people or marginalized people. It doesn't. But even with all that kind of pointing out the obvious, then my next question is, well, what do you plan to do about it? Because if we're going to sit here, we can sit here and talk about it all day and be, upset about what we haven't gotten and the contributions that we have made that have fell short of being paid for, being credited, and all these things. But what are we doing about it? You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing with him and others like him that are quick, to point out, oh, you see, Biden ain't doing nothing. Biden and Harris, they ain't doing nothing. They're doing the same stuff that Trump was doing. And it's just like, all right, cool. I hear you. But what would you do? Or what are you doing? And when you're not doing anything, for me, it's kind of like, well, okay, I hear you talking because that's all you're doing is talking. Like him, for example. Okay, you claim to have started this school. Where is the school? Where are the funds? Where are the, it's like you can go down the list of, all right, cool. If you're saying, okay, you have an alternative, and then we're looking for your alternative, and there is none, or it's lackluster, you're like, oh, okay. Are you then any different? I mean, it's just grabbing for straws at this point, and everybody's just trying to, grab onto a little bit of power or a little bit of capital that they can from people that want legitimate change, from people that want to be a part of a system, of a society, and feel equal and just want to live their lives. And you prey on that. So, are you any different than from the same people that you claim are not doing anything? Because then, of course, my argument is, well, if the system is not working for you, then obviously you have a system that works for you that doesn't utilize the system that you despise, right? So if you're using the same system that you despise to enrich yourself and go forth your dreams, it's like, I'm not following. So is it not good enough at this point, but it's good for this? It's just like, exactly, Patty Duke. It's like, stand up or shut up. Because I don't have, there's no time for the oh, this a righteous brother right here. Yeah, okay, everybody has righteous moments, or moments where truth is spoken and it's actually truth. And I'm not saying again that the man does not speak facts to some degree, but they always fall short for me of being factual with a plan, or just factual just so you can get on, airtime and be on TV and say some things and garner a garner a following. But then it's like, well, what are you doing with the things that you promised people that you were going to do with this school in Delaware? That's still, but, and realistically, we know those things don't just happen, that they take planning and they take a lot of kind of, working the system, because, you're dealing with city councils and you're dealing with aldermen and you're dealing with so many other things. You can't just say, oh, I want to build a school in this city, and it's just going to go wham bam and it's going to be great and we're going to be good and everything's going to be everything, because it's just not that easy, unfortunately. And especially for us. And in knowing that, you still standing here with your hand out like, hey, brother, sister, come on, support the movement. Okay, but you're not showing anything any different than anyone else. So, I mean, it's like, again, put up or shut up, or go back to the drawing board and really come up with a plan, because what you're giving is not a plan. It's complaint, like everybody else. So at this point, you sound like the rest of the group. To me, again, it's my own personal thing. I'm not faulting anybody who likes Umar Johnson. I just don't particularly care for a lot of his things. I just think it's just not. It's not what's up. And then, of course, like I said, with the Republicans trying to, well, not even trying, making sure that not only will it be harder for us to vote come the next midterm election, but that they basically shape their political demographics to where it fits, them being able to take control of the House, or them being able to take control of the Senate in the next 2 years. Still pushing the election fraud, dismissing the riots, the thug riots at the Capitol. And then not only that, and lastly, and I'll mention this last, when we get to talking about everything. But there was, I did read an article where the Attorney General of Minnesota, um, and I hate this. I really do, and I don't like to use the word hate, but I really do. Um, that he felt sorry for Derek Chauvin because he's human. He said after the verdict was read, he felt sorry for the former officer that murdered George Floyd because he's human. And I just said to myself, why do we always have to be the ones to hug and apologize and say sorry and oh, you're so human, when he couldn't even see the human in that man enough to spare his life? So then I'm confused. So we only supposed to see the humanity in the evil shit people do to us, and then we're supposed to turn the other cheek and be so self-righteous, and yet they continue to murder us, shoot us point blank range in the head, now not allow the body cam footage to be seen, none of that. And it's just like, damn, do we ever get justice and really get it and be okay with the fact that, hell no, I don't feel no sympathy for that man. I don't have to feel any sympathy for that man. I don't have to feel sorry for him because he didn't feel sorry as those kids were standing there watching him take another human being's life. He didn't give a damn about somebody's life. So now we got to turn around and feel sorry for him because at the end of the day, he's human. And the fact that you said that after the verdict was read was almost like a nod to the judge that, hey, it's okay if you give him a light sentence because it's okay. Fuck, it's not okay. Like, it's not okay. It's just really not okay. It is really not okay. It is really okay to say, you know what? That was fucked up. You killed a man and you deserve every bit of punishment like any other regular citizen would have gotten for murder. Period. That's like a doctor killing folks and you sitting up there talking about, well, he's a good doctor. Now either he's a doctor who's taking an oath to help and heal people, or he's a murderer. Like, pick one. But it's always us. It brought me back to the young man who was in his apartment, and the white police officer, the woman who claimed she thought she was in her own apartment, killed him, and how the family was hugging her and all, yeah, we may have lost a life, but we're so sorry, and you don't need to lose your life for this, and just BS. Just like, come on, really? Like, I need us to like wake up. Really wake up. They don't, you can't not care 1 minute and then all of a sudden when you get in trouble, oh, I care now because I got in trouble and I realized I may have gone too far. So yeah, I care now. I'm sorry. And turn around maybe 10 years down the line and you wind up doing it again. And again, that this comes out that this was not his first offense using his knee on someone's neck. Apparently he had done it to a younger kid. The kid he didn't happen to die, but the kid passed out. So, this is a common practice. So then are we still looking at the humanity of a beast? Are we still looking at the humanity of a thug? Are we still looking at the humanity of a predator? Because it's funny, when we're labeled as predators and criminals and deviants and all these things, whether we were innocent in the whole thing and didn't do anything, but walking home with a bag of Skittles until somebody felt like they were being the neighborhood protector and they were going to protect the neighborhood from people like me, um, and then get knocked on his ass by a little kid who was just defending himself and trying to go home, to the point where you pull out a gun and kill this person, and that's okay. I'm over it. I really, 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 really am so over it. I just find it to be real, real crazy, and just real hypocritical of a system that we know is broken, that we know is messed up, but they still always find a way to kind of ease the sorrow or ease the guilt of the others, of the Mayonnaise Coalition, so they don't feel as bad. They don't feel as guilty for, kind of thinking, well, if we didn't have the video where we could see the man die, I wouldn't have voted for him to be guilty. Again, that's because you don't see the humanity in a human being that just happens not to look like you. And at this point, that is okay. I prefer you be open with yourself and know that within yourself and be like, you know what? I just don't care for you. Because that would make sense to me. Because then you could start somewhere. Like you can start a process of understanding, healing, or just saying, hell, you stay over there, I'm going to stay over here. And we just won't interact. And that's fine. But this whole, we're trying to walk across the Pedal Image Bridge like the great John Lewis and those strong Americans during that time. Like we're trying to lock arms and walk across the bridge, and everybody's singing, we shall overcome. At the same time, you waiting for the opportune moment to knock somebody off. I think this is ridiculous. Like we need to cut it out. We really do. It's just, it's really messed up. I mean, it is so messed up. You got a 15-year-old boy whose family have yet to get answers, but they threw that white woman in jail just so, they could get the pressure and heat off of their town. At this point, that is all it's about. It's about, no, we don't want the Al Sharptons and the Crump lawyers and the Action Network and all these places. We don't want them snooping in our area. We don't want them kind of in our spaces. But you can freely, go on as business as usual, as if what happened to George Floyd, what happened to Breonna Taylor, what just happened to the young men they just buried a couple days ago, and yet another one down in North Carolina shortly, that none of this matters. Like, oh well, like get over it. Like, what are we doing this for? It's so ridiculous. Like it really just, it's like enough already. Enough. But then you'll get mad when people start to burn shit down. Then it'll, oh, come on, y'all, we need peace. Well, what peace? What peace? People have given enough pieces of themselves. Again, like I've said time and time again, we are the ones paying the victims of these crimes. Nobody else. The city, when we think, oh, the city paid out a lot of money. The city didn't pay out shit. The city didn't pay out a dime. You did. If you live in that city, you paid it. So you have victims paying victims. So again, if I'm paying for a police officer's misconduct that causes a murder, then I have every damn right to want answers. I have every right to want justice. I have every right not to feel like, oh, well, he's still human or she's still human. How? How? Please explain that one to me, somebody, because I can't. I don't get it. I really don't. I really, really don't. Really, really don't. Right. It's like, yo, can we can't have a moment. I mean, you can't have a moment of peace, none whatsoever. You can't have a moment of peace. You win an election because you do the right thing after they try to corrupt it to begin with, right? So they try to corrupt it. You work around the system, which is what we should be doing. So when, again, like I said earlier, when people like the Umar Johnsons and others start to point out, the discrepancy in the system and how if we voted for him, then he needs to be doing XYZ for us, which I don't disagree. There are some things that, yes, need to be done. But one, you need to know the system you're dealing with, though. Because you can't overthrow something that you don't know nothing about, because that's not going to work. That's clear disaster. So if you're not studying the system that you're trying to overthrow, then you're just wasting your time. Because there's no way on anybody's green earth that you didn't expect Asians to get a hate crime bill passed before the people of this country that's been here, that's built it, that's slaved, that's bled, that's died, got a hate bill passed. Again, like I said before, I know I've said it before. It's not only them that's talking, that's backing up this kind of, oh, you doing hate crimes against Asians? All right, cool. If you don't do something about it and another Asian person or some more Asian people, die, we're going to have an issue. We're going to have an issue. And you don't want to have an issue when I got to go elsewhere, because you already know what happened when the farmers couldn't sell their soybean, and this couldn't do because Trump wanted to play with his things as if they were his toys, and they were actually people that own farms that he wanted to play with their livelihood, because he wants to show who has the biggest, who has the biggest Cheeto. I don't know. I'm confused. Like, I really just don't get it. But again, because they have the backing of a nation, okay, that can say, oh, really? Did y'all let that white man just go in there and kill up 4 people? Go to 4 shops and kill up some people? Okay. Whether they've been here 20 years, 10 years, they still have a connection. And they, they know it. We have a total disconnect. We have a total disconnect. And they further throw salt in the wound when they do stupid stuff like, oh, now we're going to separate. Not only are we separating us just because we happen to be blacks in America and Africans in Africa, but now we're going to take a religion that somewhat, mainly certain parts, have been forced upon us, and then put that in the mix too. So now it's like, oh no, if you're not Christian, we don't see it for you, or if you participate in this, we don't see it for you either. Come on, like enough is enough. Like I just like cut it out already. Cut it out. It's really annoying. Like, it is so annoying, and I know I'm rambling, but I just can't. I cannot understand how we get into a position and instantly everybody wants to bitch and moan about what's not being done. But when other people are in those positions, when other mayonnaise or Miracle Whip components are in that position, nobody says a word. Everybody's quiet. And, oh, it's just business as usual. That's what they always do. Oh, well. But the minute somebody goes, you know what? I'll put you on a team with me. Instantly, it's, oh, they're not doing nothing for black people. What have they done for black people? Have you asked anybody else that? Have you seriously asked anybody else that? Because you'll jump up and say, well, Trump did the crime bill. He released them people from prison. That was already in the works. He didn't do anything. That was already in the works. If Van John had any kind of a spine, he would initially said, well, it's the same crime bill that I wrote for Obama towards his exit that we were initiating when he was leaving. Trump just took it on. That's it. Trump took it on, and especially when Kim Kardashian came into the mix, because he's a reality TV star. So everything that will, bring TV and cameras, he's all for it. So of course he's going to invite her to the White House. And she going to talk about, oh, I want to free this one black woman. Okay. One woman who's been in her life, who's been in there for a long time, done had grandchildren and possibly even great grandchildren. And then she's been in jail all the time. But okay, what about the other mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles that have been in jail for years for small petty crimes? What about them? Oh, was you just looking for somebody who was going to be like, oh, thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you so much, Mr. Trump. I keep saying it whenever you want me to say it, Mr. Trump. Thank you, Mr. Trump, because I'm voting for Donald Trump because, see, he saved my life. I cannot with the foolishness. Like, I really cannot. I really can't. If we're going to hold people accountable, we need to hold everybody accountable, not just certain folks when they get in there talking about stuff. Oh, look what Biden and Harris done. They didn't do anything. Do we know that? Do we truly know that they haven't done anything? Now, one thing I will say I didn't particularly agree with was the hate crime bill, because as long as the Asians got on it, full steam ahead. But I know why. It's not because they're Asian. It's because what Asia carries with it. We're talking about China, Japan. That's what they bring with them. And every time something happens to any one of them, they will quickly let these United States know, you better get your shit together. We don't have that same protection. We don't have that protection at all. So at the end of the day, when stuff happens to us, it happens. And you do get the frustrating lawyers, and you get the, when they was doing that press conference, and people was like, oh, it was so unorthodox. Well, you do get that. You do get the anger. You do, when people want answers, because it's enough already. It's enough. You shooting people execution style in the head. Then what are you going to talk about? It was an accident? Come on, like we can't keep running with the same thing. But again, that's their thing. Remember back in the early 90s, it was, oh, he had a gun. Oh, it was his wallet. Oh, he was reaching for a gun. It was his wallet. This is nothing new. But what we keep doing, we keep falling asleep. We keep, we get a couple years of, and, it's nothing. We forget about the Amadou Diallos of the world, and the what's the other man? Oh gosh, why can't I think of his name? But the dude that got sodomized when they broke the broom and they kind of rammed it up his rectum, that dude too. I mean, we forget about all of those things that had happened. The Rodney Kings, we forget about all of that every time we have a moment of, oh, we can breathe, and it's like, no, we should never forget these things, because they're not forgetting it. They just changed the, oh, he was reaching for a gun and he had his wallet, to, oh, I'm going to tase you, and shooting you and killing you, or just plainly just shooting you because they feel like they can and they can get away with it. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for popping in. Definitely appreciate it. Um, yeah, it's just me, just kind of letting it all out because I don't know. It gets very frustrating. It is very frustrating. It's very draining. And then when I listen to other folks, because I listen to everybody. I try to gain everybody's perspective. So I'm not, because although I may see something one way, I don't ever want to be like, I'm not at least paying attention to the way in which they see it, whether I agree or not. But then it's just sometimes I just think, especially us, that we do ourselves a disservice when we are so quick to attack people who are trying to do something, even in the way it's set up. It's something. It's like, look at it. The man is 80-something years old. Every day he looks like, damn, Joe, I can see your whole skeleton in the back of your neck. But he's trying to set something up. I mean, if you pay attention, he's really trying to set something up that, one, they can't really just kick away because they at least would have to let it play out first. And then, whenever that comes, they'll just be like, okay, now it's up to the people to vote. But there's some people that you just need to let them set it up first. They can't just go out leading out with their shaboing boing all like, it would be nice. It would be great. It would be great if we could do that. But again, we don't have that backing coming from over there that would say, okay, cool, don't do something about kill another black man, woman, or child. Kill another. And your little white princesses won't have diamonds in their ears, on their rings, nothing. You won't get a lick of a diamond. You won't get a spit of oil. You won't get nothing. Do it again. As a matter of fact, you've done enough. We'll just pull back. And that's from everybody over there. That's from Saudi Arabia, everybody. If they just said, you know what, all right, cool, we had enough. Y'all obviously can't get your shit together. You're killing black and brown people. We feel like it's an injustice. Hell, I feel like you're doing it to me. So I'm going to hold my oil over here. Whomever else, they're going to hold their gold over there. They're going to hold their diamonds here. We're just going to chill back. We're going to do stuff with everybody else. And we're not going to really fuck with y'all. So y'all hold on to the oil you have. Good luck with the diamonds you have. Yes, of course, residual income. Hold on to the diamonds and stuff you have. And, work with the resources you got, since you obviously don't respect where these resources absolutely come from. But no, we don't have that. Why? Because we get all it takes is to get one or two people wanting to taste or a glimpse of what their life could be like if they were, part of the mayonnaise. I mean, that's all it took. That's all it took for a ship of mayonnaise to stand on the coast of a whole continent and just have other people go inland, take them out, bring them back. That's all it took. Oh, look at this. Don't you want this shiny? Don't you want this? Don't you want this gold around your neck? Don't you want all the girls? Don't you want the fly car? Don't you want this? Don't you want that? So then what? You end up, wow. Then you sitting up here looking, hey, I'm dope, I'm fly, I'm this, I'm that. But at what cost? At what cost? You done sold your people. And then you got your people looking at you like, and then you can't even go home and be like, oh, okay, I'm home. You like me. Oh, no, you guys are lazy. Y'all don't work. Y'all don't do this. Y'all don't do that. What? I'm sorry. Are y'all not the same folks that let them take us? Okay, so who's the lazy one? Because last time I checked, ain't nobody come sailing across no sea or flying in no plane saying, you know what, bring us our people back, or we about to light this whole thing on fire. I never read that in the history book, and I could be wrong, but I've never read in the history book that a fleet of African ships came over to the United States coastlines and demanded their people back. I don't remember. I don't remember seeing that, but I'm just saying. So yeah, yeah. So I'm broke. You stupid. But what's going on? Yeah, it's just real crazy, and I don't know. I don't know what to say at this point anymore. It's like obviously it's nothing else to say. Um, there's just nothing. It's just really sad, and I'm tired of seeing what I'm tired of seeing the Action Network folks. I wish I could see some other people um, who are really involved in helping the stop of this police violence. I wish I didn't see the theatrics or the theater of the television folk who like to just be seen or mentioned in the newspaper, or people who are really on the ground actually doing the work to stop this. But uh, I don't know. It's draining. It's ridiculous. I just because at the end of the day, we have to realize that it could be any one of us, and I think that's the reality that we all get dealt with. At the end of the day, we can talk this good game about how this one's not doing this and that one's not doing that, and they're not doing nothing for black people. Okay, and the other ones did. Okay, I'll wait. Because we know that they couldn't. When you know the system, you know that you couldn't. You got to pick your time. You can't do it too early, because if you do it too early, they're not going to vote for you. And again, that's why I say it's important when you know the game you're trying to play. Because you know the game you're trying to play, you would already know it. Don't take a rocket scientist to figure out, hey, now, if my funding comes from the Mayonnaise or the Miracle Whip Coalition, if my funding comes from them, and I know that if I really do what I want to do and totally lift my people out of pure poverty, that's going to anger a lot of the Miracle Whips that I know support me and follow my movement. So I have to do it in such a way that it's almost like I got to let these few go. I got to let these few go. I got to do it in a way where they don't see it as, oh, you lifting up your whole people. No, you can't play the system like that. Now, if you think you big and bad enough to overthrow an entire government that at least has been here at least 200 and plus years, you go right ahead, brother or sister. You go right ahead. But especially in the person I'm mentioning, who I'm not gonna mention no more, you can't even get a school off the ground. So whose government are you overthrowing? You can't even get a school together. You promised people who donated to your program a school, and you have nothing but a shirt with a mammogram on it, with a little insignia on it. Like, the fuck is that? Yes, Miracle Whip. You know why I say Miracle Whip? Because they always believe that we should, kumbaya, turn the other cheek. Oh, I feel sorry for Derek because at the end of the day, he's human. Oh, now he's human. Well, why George Floyd couldn't be human? Yeah, I meant to say monogram. Thank you, Patty Duke. But yeah, like Come on, like you're no better than what you're trying to say is not doing nothing for the community, because you're doing the same thing. You just took their playbook and using it against your own people. That's it. Which I'm over it. I'm done with that. It's like, if you're not gonna actually have a plan in action, you talking about what somebody else is not doing, you could say that shit. You could really save it. Y'all could all save it. Because at the end of the day, if the people are actually in the position to actually do something, then I'll leave it to the people in the position to do shit. Because the people who not in the position to do shit ain't doing shit. And I'm just very clear. They're not doing shit. I seen the clip when he had his whole camera slip and the place that he lives in looks like that. There is no damn way you're going to tell me that I'm supposed to believe that you are this Pan-African, we're going to, march into the sunset of Africa, and your whole place looks like Baghdad. The fuck out of here. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I would better my luck or spend my money going down to Atlanta, to that African American town that they are trying to get off the ground, and put my money in that than I would put my money in some man who, he's like what they used to call them back in the day, like the bootleg pastor kind of. There was a name for them, but it's almost like that. Like, you was in entanglements with strippers, paying them the same donation money that you was asking for. Get the hell out of here. Like, I can't. I cannot. Are you ready, sir? Okay. Like, I cannot, I can't rock with it. What's going on? How you been?
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm okay.
How you feeling?
I feel fine. My arm's sore.
I ain't taking that shit. You sounding like it's all radical and shit. All right, now. Some shit's gonna burn tonight.
Well, let it burn. Because that was my second appeal. Like, the first time I did the appeal, when you was like, I see they let you out of jail, I did the appeal the first time. I wrote the same thing, and they was like, "Oh, we sorry, we inconvenienced, blah 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 blah." And then, like, 2 hours later, I sent it in that morning. They read it and sent me a reply at 7 a.m. in the morning. By 10 a.m. that same morning, they had reblocked it.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
And then now this week, I wrote it again. Same thing.
The same exact thing.
I added a little more because I was at that point I was really frustrated. So I was like, "Now you're claiming," because if I was to go to so then now they revert and they said, "Well, after further consideration, yeah, you keep on." Because I just don't really understand, like, with all the mess and all the whatever, like, that just didn't make any sense to me. Like,
yeah, there was nothing in there.
No, it wasn't nothing. Like, and I don't even watch myself, but I was like, let me watch this to really see and I was like, no, there's nothing in here.
There was nothing in there. No. Definitely nothing in there.
And it really didn't make sense to me, because it's like, you already shadow box me to where in which I don't, my videos don't go out to a whole bunch of people. So why would you even then try to be like, well, we're going to pull that too? Like, it didn't make sense. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with your people, sir. I don't know.
Well, my people. I don't know them. I don't know those people. And I'm being nice. Eric, say, what are you drinking? Now, are you supposed to be drinking on top of that?
Well, it's too late for that. Lunch right after I had the shot, I drank something. I was at Chili's, and it was some strawberry margarita thing. It was good, and I'm not really Yeah,
because like I said, I'm listening to this. I'm like, this motherfucker on a roll tonight. I was like, I ain't taking that shit. Fuck that. So I'm radical as it is. I've been went there and slaughtered every goddamn body. I ain't playing with that shit.
Oh, no. Well, on my ride, I did listen to an article that they possibly could have another stimulus coming, but a $3,000 stimulus coming with kind of stipulations. And I'm thinking the stipulations would probably be you had to be vaccinated.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because with them snatching the Johnson & Johnson kind of slowed things down where people aren't going for their second shots. You know. And continue to wear your mask.
Yes, please.
Continue to wear your mask.
Continue. Please, please, please.
Because I was down at the park over the weekend, and goddamn it, if it wasn't an influenza or whatever else they had shit going on, I was like, oh no, man, this is ridiculous. I mean, you could not find one down there, and that was our people.
It's like for any reason, like.
They put it on your face. I was like, well, you know what? I will not be doing a Saturday down at the park. Yeah, I usually go all week long, and I usually don't go down on Saturday.
If you've been fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear it. How you say you don't have
wear
to
wear it anyway?
Wear it in large, if you go to a large gathering, so either you don't have to wear it, or you do. Just wear it. At this point,
assume they have the variant. You know, you have to think about that. Just assume they have the variant.
Right, exactly. And it's, again, protecting yourself. I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm trying to protect myself.
Yeah, it's only common sense. People worrying about a piece of cloth on your face.
I mean, really, really ridiculous.
And besides, you don't know where these people have been. They rolling out the bushes and all the rest of that shit.
What I'm saying. You don't know where they've been. You don't know what state they've been in. You don't know where they've been. You know what I'm saying? You just see them and think, oh, well, you just, that's my neighbor. You don't know where your neighbor's been. You don't know where people's been. So let's just.
And you don't know who your neighbors had in their mouth either. So.
And hopefully it was moisturized. Because that's right. Whole
Yeah, man, I tell you. Yeah, like I said, you were solidly on a roll tonight.
Like I couldn't even get it together. I mean, there's even more stuff, but I'll save that for the gentleman's panel because it's supposed to be here. But I was just like, yo, this is like I can't even take anymore. But just like I said previously about how when we get mad and we're so heated up about the injustice that occurs. They go through a trial, you get some kind of justice, and then immediately it's like, okay, we'll wait for it to die down, then we'll come back and ask for a plea. Because somebody about to get out of jail.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not about to know about it either.
Oh, yeah, it's all in the works. All in the works. And not only that, after the judgment, after they had that judgment, you still had people getting killed.
No, right. So
nothing's changed. Right. And on the news they're talking about justice. Well, justice for it. No, there is no justice.
No,
because his family, they're missing someone. His daughter does not have a father. There is no justice for them.
But the only thing they're equating to justice, at least for us, is the money. Is what the family will receive.
You cannot buy a life.
And at the end of the day, they're still not, and that's where the goop is, as people say, they gooping the kids because they're not paying. We are.
Nope.
So you said that they're paying as a victim, you're paying.
So you're double victimized.
Yeah.
You're double victimized.
Yeah. Constantly. And we constantly sitting up there talking about what somebody's not doing, and it's like, what are you doing? What have you done? Not a damn thing. Literally, not a damn thing. That spooky shit is still sitting in Delaware looking just as hella spooky as it was when you first was talking about you was doing something with this damn Hoarder 2.0. I'm not. You could have built something from the ground up, fresh with the donations you was claiming to ask for, $2 million. You could have built something. It may have been small, but it would have been yours, new, and you could have added to it as people came in to see that, oh, you're really doing something here. Come on. You ain't doing nothing no more than everybody else on YouTube sitting up there salaciously saying stuff and then going, well, there's a police report, but where is the actual charge? Like, where did somebody actually go and say, hey, he did this, I want to file charges. Like, I want to press like, we're pressing charges, not a report. A report is just, this person said this happened. I'm documenting this. This is going to go here. All right. So we know you came here. Okay. That's it. It's like getting a referral from your doctor. Hey, you got the referral? Yeah, but if you don't go there and actually go to the appointment and go through the process, the referral is just a piece of paper.
It's just a piece of paper with scribble on it.
That's it. So, I don't know. Them your peoples.
Don't give them to me, man.
You've been here a little longer than me, so you got to have it.
Okay, touche. You got me on that one.
Right. No. But what's going on, sir? What else is going on? That's about it. That was all in my.
Yeah. I've been watching that, all that foolishness going on down in North Carolina.
Yeah.
With the family wanting to see the body cam, and they only gave them 22 seconds worth of a clip, and
because the rest of it will show the stuff that they didn't doctor up, that they didn't.
Well, because they would show they did have a chart out where they were showing how he was shot, and he was shot from the back, and then the actual kill shot was a shot to the back of the head in the car, and they're. The sheriff's office pretty much is like, we'll give it to you when we give it to you.
Right. Pretty much. It has to be okayed by the judge.
Judge and all the rest of that. And it's like, no, the family should have been able to see it beforehand. But then they came up with all these other stipulations. They didn't want they didn't want a lawyer in with the family. Then they wanted to limit it to 2 people, and that was it. And then there was some other hostility going on.
Right.
With Bakari Sellers, one of the other lawyers or whatever.
Right. He got cursed out or something.
Cursed or something like that, yeah. But and they're still not showing anything.
Yeah.
So I know on Roland Martin they were trying to. They had the cam footage from one of the poll cameras. That I guess it's like on the corner, and they were trying to see something from that, and I don't know if they were able to, because they were, it was like down to the last minute. They were waiting on a DVD to come through, but it wasn't a regular DVD file. It was a computer, and it was a Windows computer file. So I think he just works with Mac or whatever. So he had to get somebody's computer and all that, trying to get that stuff straight. But I don't know if they were able to play it, but I don't remember seeing it was just so much going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't look at another, but I just feel like it is just.
It never stopped. It never stopped from last week.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it never stopped. It never died down, and it's just like we can't really sit here and go, well, it's an officer by officer case. No, this is systematic, as we've been saying. This is
a repercussion. A repercussion was going to come,
right?
And like I said, it never stopped.
No,
it never stopped. And this is just 3 cases that we've heard of so far. And from what I understand, there's over 300.
Yeah.
Countrywise, of suspicious, and I'm not surprised because that's the way that they always moved. Right. They've always moved that way. So,
right. But this is the part that doesn't surprise me, even with the Attorney General, having the investigation and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, okay, you're gonna come out with this big report about 100 and some odd pages to prove what? The fact that we've always known that they have been, because it's like, for me, I don't need you to go to the places that have these incidences now because they're spotlighted, oh, let's look at them. No, look at these other towns that are smaller, like the one in North Carolina, like where these practices really happen on a day-to-day basis with no regard to whatever may be happening in a larger city. That's problem too. It's the reason why a young man has lost his life. The Charles, I can't think of his first name. Quentin Charles has lost his life, and there's still no answers. But to get the heat off of them, they finally arrest her. But they really have her there. They don't have any charges. They just have her there. Charges. So we can stop questioning, why hasn't she been arrested? Why has she been arrested? So I don't know. So until we do different things, it won't change. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
that and the fact that we need to understand too that we've been under war, we've been under siege since we've been here, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, we just don't understand that. You can't always, you have no cheeks left to turn, okay?
Right, because when we get a glimpse, it's because we get a glimpse of that life. It's like the day, you know, when the daughter said, I don't want to be like this anymore. She wanted to change herself. We get into that moment of, oh, I've made it. I'm successful. I get to mingle with this particular group who's always been shown as elite and better, and now this is what I want to be. So when I see other things like that, it's like, even with OJ going.
Well, you know, when it doesn't affect me, it doesn't affect me. You know, it's one of those things.
Until it affects me. I mean, Lemon was Don Lemon was the same way. You know, Don Lemon was pro-black all of a sudden, not until he got pulled over. And that officer didn't give a goddamn that he was with CNN, what his name was, who he was, didn't care. And
he definitely switched up real quick.
Yeah, he got treated just like an ordinary black person would in that predicament. He just didn't lose his life, and he switched up real quick. Then it was, you know, we went afros, literally, and you know, you might as well put his fist up. I was just like, okay.
Yeah. But
it shouldn't have to take that.
No, because eventually, you know, it's going to be you.
Right.
You know it's going to be you.
Right. So that was.
Don't care if you're on TV. You know. Right.
Not at all.
No matter how many stations and affiliates that you're with that see you, you're still just a nigga in their eyes. That's all.
Point blank in the period. Because even like with OJ, with the comment that he had for LeBron James, oh, I wish he would have waited. First of all, regardless, that little girl should not have lost her life. I mean, literally, they have slammed our black girls and done other things to them for no reason. So I don't even understand. Like, that would have been a legitimate tackle. I mean, if you was doing all this tackling to our young girls before, that would have been a legitimate reason to just get in there, tackle her, and, you know, whatever. But to shoot, I again think it was a bit much. Like I said, I've seen plenty of videos, still do, of white people coming after them.
Oh yeah, we've seen them all. We've seen them all. How about the naked guy running around?
Right, running around,
chasing the cop.
Hell, they just did it on October. Well, I mean, during the insurrections, and they just did it on January 6th. So, and nothing happened.
Yeah,
that one black officer shot that black, but there was a reason. There was the vice president.
Yeah, Karen got popped at the Capitol.
But even they were shocked. Like, I know I'm not laughing, but it was kind of like.
I am.
It made me chuckle. It made me chuckle a little bit because even they
No,
looked
I laughed.
when
I
he
laughed. It
shot
felt
her.
real good. It was down in my black ass soul. I was like, oh, she got popped, and she was like, but you could have seen the look on her face, like, oh shit.
Oh shit! Yeah, but that was the look.
But it's all right now. It's just it's a flesh
But that was
wound.
the look on every white person's face who was there when he actually shot her. It went from to oh shit,
Yes.
like oh my god, and then you start backing up. I'm like, dude, but you got a gun, you got the whole vest on, you got everything on, and you even backed up. Oh yeah, that's because this is how y'all feel. Y'all like, oh, I'm angry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking away my stuff. But I'm not that angry to really do the damn thing. And that's why I say, like, when you know the system, you have to work the system and make before it works you. But when people start just talking nonsense and just oh, this one's not doing this and this is not doing that, it's like, but what the fuck are you doing? Absolutely nothing. You trying to swindle the money out of your own community just like they are. So then what makes you any different?
Any better? The same thing. That's right, Lynn T. That's right, Lynn T. My black heart, I laughed the fuck real hard. And I felt good.
That white boy that was next to her looked like, oh shit, looked down at her. Said,
yeah, this shit was real because somebody told them they were all in on it. They're not going to shoot us. They're going to let us run through here.
Right. Yeah. They're not going to shoot us. We own this country. Oh shit.
Yep.
They shot us.
It wasn't a blank.
It surely wasn't.
And guess what, Lynn T? I'm still laughing. Ha! Let me take a drink. My throat is dry from laughing so fucking much.
Until the mayonnaise come after them. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Once they on the Miracle Whip hotline, then it's ooh.
Yeah, she had a direct line. Now straight up to heaven. Now the bad part was, and I felt sorry for her family because her family didn't even know that she was there.
Right. Well, I don't feel sorry for a lot of them because a lot of them actually brought their children. They just didn't bring their children there, but they.
I mean, just for her, and just in her case, because she told, I don't even think they knew that she was even out of the state.
No, out of state. No, they didn't. But I'm just saying, as far as the people,
Karen gone wild. I tell you,
bringing their whole family and then getting to the airport with the FBI going, "Could you come here?" But I have my kids. Did you give a goddamn that your kids was with you when you was over there acting a fucking fool?
They probably thought it was a trip, like they were taking their kids to Disney World. It's going to be an adventure.
Right. You're going to see a revolution right before your eyes.
And you could tell all the kids at school, you'll get an A.
Right. It'll be like the 4th of July when you was in school. Like you learned about in school. We're about to have fireworks and everything.
Everything.
We're about to fight for the independence of our own nation.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you do all that shit and you're just casually walking away from it afterwards.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah. Even till now, where the people are not even really being charged with anything criminal. Nothing. They're really not even about to charge them for the death of the officer. Talking about
no, because you can see how they're kind of trying to really water it down now because there's no big real uproar about it.
Right.
You know, it's like, but we know who they are. Right. You know.
Yeah. And so, what does that mean?
And we told them they can come on in. You know, whenever they get ready.
Right.
Like, ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Well, I mean, would you ever turn down the Miracle Whips from their Miracle Whip capital where they get to worship other Miracle Whip leaders?
That's a lot of spoiled ass mayonnaise.
I mean, there's no question to why all the buildings in the capital city are of white stone. So I mean,
yeah, Patty, dude, they did give that officer a stroke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gave him a stroke, and for them to even go, well, they're not going to charge them with murder because they didn't kill him. He died of a stroke. Well, how the hell did he get the stroke? From the stress he was under.
He was all right beforehand.
Right. Right. So
Now,
I
was
just
it the officer that they were hitting with the fire extinguisher?
yeah, that they hit it in
Okay.
the head with the fire.
Well, somebody's. You got 50 of these motherfuckers,
Right.
trying to crack my head open with a
Right.
fire extinguisher,
Right.
hollering MAGA, and all the rest of that bullshit. I think
Right.
that shit would have stroked my ass out too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, anybody would have gotten like had head trauma to the point where they possibly would have had a stroke. I mean, it's common.
Mm-hmm.
It's just common. I don't know. Just dumb, 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 dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, if that shot did all that shit to you tonight, I ain't taking that shit.
No, that's why I'm watching this news and watching people talk nonsense. And it's just
Nonsense and stupidity. Yeah, like you had to take that stuff in doses, man. I'm telling you,
yeah,
you'd
but
be angry every day.
But for me, I feel a certain type of way when it's like our young people who listen to like the Breakfast Club and all that kind of stuff. It's like when you're spewing that, it's like, come on, brother, like you're supposed to be this educated person of psychology and psychosis. You think you would know? Well, I don't know about psychosis, but you would know.
Trying to say he has psychosis.
Yeah,
you really have to. You really have to be skeptical of anybody, even your own. Yeah,
but that's my point. And it's just like, you get up there on your little soapbox, but then it's like, well, what have you done? And everything you've done has not panned out. So then it's like,
yeah, nothing at all.
Nothing. So then it's like, you're no different. You're no different.
Even if he said, well, because everything that went on last year and things aren't flowing away, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and travel from state to state and, have seminars to empower our people, to let them know what to look for.
Right.
But they just don't. I think he has a book, right?
Yeah.
He just he's probably there to pimp his book.
Yeah, but that's not like you're there to pimp your book. You're there to get more people who don't know that you've been sitting on this quote unquote school idea for umpteen years.
I was gonna say it's been a long time.
That have no idea what you've been up to, and then bow. Well, here you go. Support my school, and you still paying off. You still doing what you're doing outside, and you're cool. You could have your outside activity, but if you're trying to preach about all this, I don't want no biracial white men or women in my group. This is for Pan-Africanism. I don't need no gays. I just want straight people, straight black people. And it's just like, okay, cool, fine, great, great. What example are you setting?
Yeah, I was going to say you sound just like them.
Like, what example are you setting? Because you sound like.
Oh no, he said it. He said it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I know. So I'm just like, you're doing just what they're doing. You're just dressing it in a different way, which would attract then the people that the same way they attract him, those nationalists. But they've been taught this whole time that this country is theirs. They got a whole capital, that looks like them. So that's where their drive comes to do this. Where is your drive coming from?
Yeah, cash. That's what that is. Quick money.
And that's my point. Because some of them Miracle Whip mayonnaise ain't seen no money and still won't see it. But because it's been inbred in them that this is theirs, that's all they need.
Yeah.
That's all they need. They're walking around with memories of teeth that they used to have. Looking like straight meth heads. And you sitting up here like, but you, okay. Are you on Medicare? Okay. Public assistance too? Okay.
But I don't want none of that Obamacare.
Right.
It's like
right. But if
it's the same thing.
But if you called it Trump Care, you'd be right on it.
You'd be right there.
That's all they would have. That's all they would have done. The same thing you always do is take his name and just put it somewhere
and brand it.
And brand it. That's all it would have done.
And rebranded it, and probably stuck gold letters on it like he does everything else.
You say the Georgia ones is funny how they came up with that. I mean, they did. George Floyd.
Yeah.
I was just like, are we serious? I'm surprised at Keith Ellison. I really am. Now that I thought of his name, I was like, I couldn't think of the Attorney General. And you were like running for the. Was he running for the president of the NAACP at one point?
CP.
Or was the president of the NAACP? Like, come on, y'all! Like,
money corrupts.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that is my overall point in all this. It is the money and the power that will make even your own switch the tune to make sure it helps him. Because his ambition is, I want to run for governor one year, and I can't say, it's good that this white man got what he deserved because then they're not going to support me. So I got to come out here in front of my own people and say, come on, y'all. Well, he got convicted, but he's human.
Say cream.
Right, that part. But yeah,
it is. It's ridiculous, man.
Like, it really is. It really, really is. And again, like I always say, the part of it that makes it more frustrating for me when I see anybody that looks like me or anybody, it's like it could be us. So we can't never be so whatever we can get at this point to protect us, cool, let's rock with it. Yeah, we can push for a little bit more and say, hey, well, now that you did this, could you do this? Now that you did this, how about you set this up? Or I wasn't a fan of Ice Cube's fake ass agenda that he pulled out his ass, but at least he had one. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least he had one. We always want to sit here and talk about what somebody's not doing, but you don't have an alternative. You sitting over here talking about stuff, well, I don't like that, but I don't think we should get that. Well, what do you think we should get?
That's at least toss the idea around.
Right.
That's why it pays even stupid people. It pays to listen.
Right. That's
because you never know.
Yeah. Because there may be something in there that, they didn't realize that they were saying something profound.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes they'll slip up and it actually sounds like you didn't know where that came from, did you? And then the Lord worked in the mysterious ways.
Yeah, definitely. And you just like, oh, okay. And, you utilize it. But when you're not really, when that's not really your focus is get that money. And you're pimping out your own people to get it. Come on.
Yeah, that's the sad part. That's the sad part. Because at the end of the day, they're going to look at you in the same way.
Exactly.
Don't care how many zeros you got behind your name.
To divide us. There's enough already dividing us. Like, we don't need to continue to add on stuff where we're dividing from our own, from ourselves.
Yeah.
It's enough. They protect themselves enough. We don't need to protect them. They protect themselves enough. Just like the young man who was walking and that military man, tried to accost him and all that kind of stuff. They were able to move from the neighborhood without a problem. Why? Because they had police escort, they had police protection while they were able to move. They had all that.
Yeah. That was crazy.
And who paid for that? And you'd be a bullshit lie if you think that I believe that he paid them officers out of his own pocket. Bullshit.
Yeah. But I'm glad the people showed up and took it to his front door.
Right. Because that's what we need to do. Instead of always talking about what somebody's not doing, take it to them. But you can't even get into the spaces is the matter of fact. You can't get into the spaces. Why? Because your laundry is so dirty, okay, that they won't even see you. I mean, some people miss the whole perspective of The Wizard of Oz when they watched it as a kid. See, as a young person in middle school, when I watched it, we had to abstract the whole thing from beginning to end. So it wasn't like, enjoyable. It was like, what does that mean? What does this mean? Nope, think deeper. And this was a white man telling us this. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay. So now when I see it, I never see it the same.
Yeah.
So the gatekeepers of the door.
I mean, when you look at it with the eyes of a child, of course, that's what you expect to see. But as you become older and you have life experiences, you see so many other things.
Right.
In it.
Right. So you see the gatekeeper standing at the gate, looking at you and going, "Where you going? Oh, wait, you have those shoes on. Oh, wait,
you can't come in here.
you don't belong here." But that's what they see when they see you, because they know what you do out in the poppy seeds when you frolicking around and doing this. They know that, and then they can eat you up.
Yeah,
and they know it, and you know it too. That's why you keep it to where you keep it in your own community, making your people say, "Oh well, I'm gonna donate, yeah, because that ain't right, and yeah, we need to do this, and yeah, we need to do that, and I'm gonna send my child to your school." Who? What upright parent would know the history of this man and all this stuff that he's and go, "Oh yeah, I feel good enough that he will shape your." I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, since everybody's doing homeschool, why didn't he give his curriculum to anybody who wants it?
Why not? Why didn't you have some?
Mm-hmm.
The one video I saw at one point, you said that yeah, I'm looking for teachers. Anybody teachers? Well, certain teachers I'm looking for.
Yeah, it wants to run through the whole thing.
Yeah. Send me your resume to Gmail. Blah, blah. Send your resume to Gmail. Are you trying to run an academy for real, or are you just trying to run we just here for after school tutoring? Because I'll be in academy. You're not sending my stuff to no Gmail. Academies, they don't send their resumes through Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just
because surprisingly enough, a lot of our kids are doing pretty good. I mean, the ones that have the resources, with Wi-Fi and things like that,
and they're doing
because they don't have that extra added pressure.
Right.
But not only that, the parents are actually there, and you have control of what your child actually learns instead of that textbook garbage shit that they keep, spewing down their throat.
Yeah.
So, my sister's my sister's a principal, and she just shakes her head. She just said, she can't wait to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because it's so, because it has just gotten so bad. Because all they do is teach the kids how to take the standardized test.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's it.
And enough to pass to where their school looks good.
Yeah, because you get money, because the school gets money.
That's it. So that's all it's become. It hasn't anything about the development and nurture of the child. It's all about making sure the numbers look good. Again, still playing the numbers game. It's all about numbers. So even when we sit here, what's this one doing? What's that one? What are you doing? Oh, yeah, that's right, because you don't have the numbers to really make anything move. So then what are you saying?
Because it's even like the No Child Left Behind. If a child isn't ready to proceed to the next grade, the child shouldn't go. Plain and simple. But what they'll do is they'll continue to push the child through the system, right? And then it shows that, oh, well, they're doing well or whatever, that type of thing. We have, we don't have a dropout rate or whatever. Of course they're not dropped out because they're dropped in. You're just pushing them along.
Right. But then at the end of the day, then what skills do they have?
Yeah.
So then what jobs can they get?
From the school to prison. What are you going to do? You can't
make sure the pipeline is full of slush.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you're not producing anything. You're not filtering anything clear to come out of that. You're just making sure at least the pipeline stays. That's what I'm saying.
As long as they have more product. And that's exactly what it is. As long as they have more product.
Yeah. And it's like when you're saying stuff like that, you're helping more than you're helping the system stay corrupted than you are trying to make it change. You come on, like, get it together. Like, I cannot not do it. Again, those your people, brother.
Well, I'll leave you a gift.
Yeah,
I will definitely leave you the gift
yeah.
because you can have them. You can have them.
I feel like enough already, enough. And then with OJ, I was just like, sir,
You know, mm,
you gotta, not even you gotta wait, because I really don't think he killed them. I do believe his son did it, and I believe he's covered up for his son because he don't want his son to go to jail. But um,
he did that shit.
you walked away with the most. I don't think so. I don't think so. The reason why I don't think so because nah, even back then, even though he was younger, I still don't see it. I still that type of kill, that type of almost cutting your head off takes strength. And someone younger, I see them really like
Oh no! Uh, excuse the expression, but a nigga scorn. Shit. I ain't gonna lie to you,
no,
but
but
I'm gonna
that
lie
type
to
of
you.
but the type of knife that was used only
I don't care if
comes.
it was a. I don't care if it was a butter knife. That motherfucker was upset. Okay, and he was the other young man that was with her. He was just an innocent
Yeah, he was
bystander.
an innocent bystander. Yeah,
Uh huh.
that's all.
And but OJ didn't know that shit. He killed those people. He killed those people, and that was yeah. Ain't nothing worse than a scorned nigga. God damn. Mm.
I don't know.
Huh?
I still think it might have
Uh,
been this time.
shit.
I do. I think it might have been this time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one day the truth will really come out. We'll be like, told you. Somebody
Yeah.
else.
Truth was already out. He ain't got to. I was just happy he won. I knew he did it. That and the fact that looking at all those white people's faces that when they read when they did the verdict, that was great.
Oh my
And I even told him on my job. I was like, yeah, he did that shit. But he could afford to do, he could afford to hire the team.
Yeah,
He has proven what we've always known.
yeah,
That if you had enough money, you can get away with fucking murder.
yeah, yeah. That part is
Mm,
true.
Oh,
And
speaking of, go ahead.
still get away. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say and still get away. That's all I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Speaking of sons, I didn't know Donnie McClurkin had a son. I know that's the same look I had. I didn't know he had a son.
How old is his son?
21. Evidently, he was on Instagram. He was wishing him a happy birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, I had that. I had that look too. I was like, all right.
But I mean, yes.
But
I guess maybe that's when he was still in the stage of fighting against his feelings. Okay.
I don't know. All I said was ill. But anyway, it's like, huh? Yeah, that was a. I was like, where did that? I was all right.
Could have been somebody he paid too. Since we're in the, I said could have
well,
been
no.
somebody he paid since we're in the season of
Oh, 21 years ago.
No,
somebody was
now.
up.
Just say, listen.
Oh, okay.
This is what
Yeah,
we gonna
yeah.
do.
Anything is possible. That is so true.
Well, I mean, because he just did the little interview, and then people started to re-question his own sexuality because he said he didn't know how to be with a woman.
But nobody was asking him. He brought that up.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that wasn't even the question. It really wasn't even the question, unless they just did some fabulous editing and whatever.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's true too. I mean, I've gotten the whole thing. Yeah.
But yeah, anything is possible, Patty Duke. You ain't lied about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at the platypus. Huh? Yeah. And God does have a sense of humor.
Yeah. I guess he fell down and got back up again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He fell all the way down and got back up again.
Yeah. Look at God. Let me take a drink. Wait a minute.
Right. Won't he do it? I don't know who that is.
No, and I'm glad I don't.
Right.
Oh boy.
Just crazy, crazy.
What else stupid's been going on?
Nothing really.
Because it just seems like everything is just on repeat.
Yeah, that's the part that I just was like, Joe, like this is so frustrating. Like I wish I could be like, and then with the whole thing with YouTube and getting that email back, like, after another form of consideration, like I'm so tired of y'all. I really am tired of y'all. Like, I really just wish you could just be like, listen, I already know what it is. You rather watch us, talk stupid and but anything that we do that is on a more positive, it's like, But y'all could talk about anything. You know what I mean? Y'all could really just say, you don't like black people, but don't call them the N-word and it be all over. Or you have, these famous, okay, people don't do that. We have this, you have these famous big YouTubers who get busted for pornography or even messing with young children. And it's like, oh, we got to put a hold on it, but we're still going to display it a little bit. But we need to wait and see what the evidence. While we waiting, had it been anybody else, you wouldn't have waited. You would have dropped everything and it would have been flat what it is. Oh, well, we don't participate in it. So it's just.
Because we've seen numerous questionable acts from other people.
It's the hypocrisy for me. So yeah, that's just what it's been. Yep. But other than that, no, nothing much. It was great to see you on Friday. We did the nightcap. It was cool.
Yeah, you dropped some stuff early because I was kind of out of it. That's why I didn't hop on. I was like, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I feel like shit. I can't do it. Because it was just a long week. I was just so damn tired, and I was surprised because I went to bed early. I was like, wait a minute, what's this? I was like, oh shit. I said, I have to slide down the basement. Let me slide in the chair. And I was like, all right, let me wake up. Oh my goodness.
But it was cool.
It was good seeing that. It was good seing Antonio. I hadn't seen him in a minute.
Yeah.
How's he been doing? All right.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Good.
All right.
Yeah. And these are for the people that saw the nightcap. Go vegetarian. Go vegetarian. Yes, the Snooch Chronicles.
Right.
You see, when you go vegetarian and you have, I can't imagine. Think too big.
Neither can I. I just.
Yeah, because I caught that one. I was like, whoa, yeah, that was deep. I was holding this one because I didn't think it was going to be this. The conversation would be this heavy. I thought I was going to get this one in early, but you have to really understand the conversation. If you didn't go and see the nightcap,
yes,
go look it up.
Definitely,
it was funny as hell though. I really enjoyed myself.
It was. I still don't know how that's possible. And I stand by it. They sound like
no, but you hop on over to Pornhub. You can find anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my! What?
Goodness gracious! Where did you put that? So yeah, but that was fun. So we'll do that again soon. And yep. But at any rate, it's about that time. Plus, I gotta finish up my stuff for the gentleman's panel, my videos and stuff. So gotta get that together and in there. So, but other than that,
working more.
Yeah, more worker. Yeah, like you think you off and be like, oh yeah, I can stretch a little bit. But like, no, I gotta do this. So kind of gotta get it done, so I can relax. Okay, put that up. Oh no, that wasn't mine. I'm not trying to go to jail. If I had something like that, I'd be in jail.
You know what? What's the point?
Right.
It's like because you don't have any. In all seriousness, if somebody's taking that kind of stuff, they're wearing Pampers.
Yeah.
You know that's just too. That's just ridiculous.
They wearing a pamper early. Okay.
Real early.
You
won't be wearing any poise. You won't be wearing any poise with that. Some Depends. I just.
Right. And you know who they are if every time they're eating and drinking, it's very small portions or a light sip. You never really see them take no full drinks, or no full bites. You know exactly.
I'm eating light.
Right. Tell me, I'm just trying to lose some weight. I'm gonna just eat this salad.
Well, yeah, you keep being a size queen. Yeah. Doing all that shit, be wrecking yourself.
Gotcha. I don't normally shout other people out, but if you have a moment, you gotta check out Kwani, her latest video where she was going on to content creators. And you talking about I was told about it, and I had one head in, and I had the other headphone on for work. You talking about cracking up? I had to take it out. I could not stop laughing and try to be professional at the same time. It was too funny. I mean, some of it was a bit much, but overall, she was funny. She had me dying. I was like, yo, I cannot. So funny. So funny.
And that's Kwani?
Yeah. Queen Kwani.
Okay. Queen Kwani. Okay.
Yeah. Too funny. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really do anything. Like I said, make sure you guys head back here for the gentleman's panel this week. It'll be here at Cap Hill. Of course, we will have the discussion. Some of it will be light too, because of course we'll be talking about episode 2 of Chasing LA, because there was something that I saw that I wanted to address. So we'll be talking about that. We will be talking about Amber Geis. That's the white woman who shot Botham John.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be discussing about that because she'll be up. Actually, she may be getting out of jail this week.
Isn't that some shit?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, while we're sitting over here and all this shit is happening and we're upset about it, as we should be, they just letting some years die down, and the people that you think
it hasn't even been a year
for, they were like, okay, they not looking, let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, they focus on something else.
Yeah, they always keep you off balance because there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah,
but that hasn't even been a year.
No. Nope. Because remember, she didn't even go directly there when it happened. No, she stayed a lot of time, and then we don't know where she's been since COVID.
True, whether or not she even went in, maybe they let her out.
They let her home. Maybe they let her home. We just know about the celebrities connected to Trump. We don't know about the people who may have reached out. And
all that stuff. Like I told you, the shit that's going to come out and that has been steadily coming out. Like, look at, earlier talking about Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
How do you block aid to funds to a U.S. territory in distress, natural disaster?
Yeah. Because the mayor, not the governor, but the mayor didn't like you because of the way you were treating the people. But again, I don't feel no little bit type of way. I'm from New York. I know how they act. They act like they just like, like you beneath them, and it's like
Yeah.
you do know you okay. Last time I checked, it's an island. I ain't never seen no, white folks on the island unless it was Gilligan, and that was a TV show.
That shit was crazy. That was, but but we figured something was up because you weren't seeing any progress.
No, right. I mean, then they just got electricity. Maybe like been a year now. They didn't have electricity for a long time.
No, Patty, he didn't know it was a U.S. territory. No, he thought it was a resort. That's what he thought it was.
He just knew that. He just found that out after the thing happened, but he didn't know that.
We actually, because remember he was talking about trading it. He kept wanting to trade it for, was it Greenland?
Greenland, Iceland.
Mm-hmm. Idiot. It's an idiot. But,
yeah.
Too much.
I don't know. Sometimes you just want to put the top on the Miracle Whip and just put the top on it. Just put the top.
Like I said for the last 3 shows, I hope heaven is segregated.
Yeah. No, you know what? Really, I hope they get the shock of their life. I just really hope they like you.
Oh, you get to heaven and it's really black.
That same vibe, but you really get to heaven and you get to see that God or Goddess or whatever it is just as black and as beautiful as the day is long. And you gotta feel, and your thoughts and feelings like that doesn't change.
No, you know who saw that shit? Pat Robertson. Did you see the last video when the police officer, the woman that shot the young boy, in the car? Okay, talking about the taser.
Yeah,
you haven't seen that. He did a video and he was talking. He was up there comparing it. How do you mistake a gun that weighs 3 pounds? And he even had one. He had a gun. He took the bullets out that motherfucker because they were afraid that bastard was going to shoot somebody. Right. And then he had he actually had a taser in his other hand. He's like, wow. And I was like, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, boy, this motherfucker really looks bad. I said, you know what? He saw death. That's what that shit is. Because Pat Robertson ain't never say no shit like that.
Yeah, no.
Along the line.
So it was like, he said, what? That's how I was really like.
Patty, you saw that? Yeah, Patty, that was some funny ass shit. I died laughing. The first thing I thought after looking at him, I was like, oh, death he must be getting ready to go real soon. But he done fucked up all these years.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's what I don't mean. That's almost like Homegirl who lied on Emmett Till. It's like, God, where did you think you was going? You think you was going to chill up in the resort? You lived your whole life.
Yeah.
Had grandkids, great grandkids, went on vacations, had all kinds. You lived a life.
Mm-hmm.
To now, when it's over, want to go, oh, well, by the way, before I leave here, I just want y'all to know I lied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's okay. Your ass is going to be sliding down on the on the pole down straight down the hell.
And you won't go dance. You won't have the boots.
You won't have the boots to go with it.
You won't have the boots on, okay? Mm-hmm. So it won't be a sexy slide.
But the devil will be there waiting for your ass.
Sure will.
Mm-hmm. He will definitely be waiting.
You're going to slide right on that cucumber. Over and over.
Over. And this thing.
Over and
this
over.
Thing. That's too much. That's too much. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's too much. God dang. You know what? That ain't. I only had words for all that shit.
That's just crazy. But anyway.
No, that's just nasty.
That too. But anyway, it's been real. And until next time, please do our famous things. Wear your mask. Keep your distance. Pray. And most of all, moisturize.
Because nobody wants it.
Don't nobody want no dry vegetables. Or some dried up.
I don't care how much butter, oil, or anything you put on that damn thing. That shit ain't going nowhere. On a salad. I believe in recycling and being a vegetarian and all that, but that ain't it.
Not that one. Not that one.
No.
Oh,
What are you gonna do with something like that?
I don't know. People will find a way.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? That's cheap. That's being cheap as hell, though.
Meaning. That would give a whole new meaning to toss salad, though. That would give because it'd be tossing your insides up. Salad be tossed up. Yes,
you'd be definitely wrecked.
Yeah.
Definitely wrecked.
Like a shipwreck.
But
anyway. And until next time, my beautiful black and brown and whatever color you may be that you may watch. Till next time, peace.
Good night.